The world of literature has always been a canvas for deep emotion, hidden truths, and silent messages whispered between the lines, waiting for the most attentive minds to discover them. When a piece of work enters the public arena bearing a name that triggers global headlines, the scrutiny intensifies tenfold, turning every single syllable and every stroke of the illustrator's brush into a subject of intense debate. For months, rumors and anticipation had been building around a specific creative endeavor, a project wrapped in layers of privacy and guarded with the utmost care by its creators. When it finally emerged into the spotlight, it did not merely arrive. It exploded into the public consciousness, captivating millions who were eager to dissect its meaning. It is fascinating how a seemingly simple narrative, designed on the surface for the most innocent among us, can carry a weight that resonates through generations and across continents. This creation instantly ignited a massive wave of curiosity, drawing readers into a complex labyrinth of subtle hints, personal histories, and unspoken sentiments that feel both incredibly intimate and profoundly universal. Before we dive into the deep ocean of secrets hidden within these pages and uncover the remarkable layers of this global phenomenon, take a brief moment to click that subscribe button, turn on all notifications, and join our growing community so you never miss our deep investigative reports on the stories shaping our world. The frenzy surrounding this release was entirely predictable, yet the sheer scale of the response took many seasoned industry observers by surprise, as shelves were emptied within hours and digital platforms experienced unprecedented traffic. People from all walks of life, from devoted enthusiasts to the most cynical critics, found themselves drawn to this deceptively straightforward piece of work, sensing that beneath its gentle facade lay a treasure trove of deliberate choices and deeply personal markers. It represents a rare moment where modern celebrity, classic storytelling, and historic legacy converge into a single physical object that serves as a bridge between an isolated present and a heavily structured past. To truly understand the impact of what has transpired, one must look beyond the immediate commercial success and examine the intricate tapestry of emotions that guided the creation of this narrative from its very inception. Every creative choice seems to have been made with a meticulous level of intent, suggesting that the author viewed this project not merely as a commercial venture, but as a permanent testament to a very specific, highly publicized journey. As the pages began to turn worldwide, readers quickly realized they were not just holding a simple story, but a carefully engineered puzzle, filled with deliberate visual and textual nods that require a second, much deeper look to fully appreciate. The initial wave of reviews focused heavily on the aesthetic beauty and the gentle rhythm of the language, praising its ability to connect with a diverse audience on a fundamental emotional level. However, as the days progressed and the text circulated more widely, a secondary conversation began to form among those who specialize in reading between the lines, sparking intense speculation about the hidden architecture of the book. It became increasingly clear that the narrative served as a vessel for something much larger, a quiet declaration of identity, memory, and continuity, wrapped in a medium that disarms criticism through its sheer simplicity. The artist tasked with bringing this vision to life played a monumental role in constructing this hidden world, working in close harmony with the author to ensure that every vignette carried a dual meaning. This collaborative effort resulted in a fascinating visual game where the beginning and the end of the volume mirror each other, inviting the audience to engage in a meticulous search for recurring motifs and symbolic structures. It is a brilliant strategy that transforms the passive act of reading into an active investigation, challenging both children and adults to hunt for the tiny nuggets of personal history tucked away in the corners of the illustrations. The public reaction has shifted from mere admiration of a successful release to a widespread collective effort to decode the symbols, with online forums and media outlets dedicating immense space to analyzing what these inclusions signify. The presence of these hidden details elevates the entire project from a temporary bestseller to a significant cultural artifact that will likely be studied for years to come as a prime example of modern symbolic communication. As we prepare to dissect the specific elements that have caused such a stir, It is essential to appreciate the sheer atmosphere of intrigue that now surrounds this work, an atmosphere deliberately cultivated to blend public art with private history. The anticipation continues to grow as more people realize that what they initially perceived as a straightforward, comforting tale is actually a deeply layered chronicle, holding keys to a grander narrative that has captivated the public imagination for a generation. The stage is perfectly set, the clues are scattered across the beautifully rendered pages, and the global audience is completely transfixed, waiting to see exactly how deep this trail of carefully placed secrets truly goes. The main content of this phenomenon centers around the unexpected depth of a publication that managed to conquer the prestigious New York Times bestseller list almost immediately upon its release. This literary work, titled The Bench, was written by Meghan Markle, the Duchess of Sussex, and features the breathtaking artistic work of renowned illustrator Christian Robinson. While the public initially viewed the book as a charming, straightforward piece of children's literature, a much more complex reality began to surface following a revealing national radio interview given by the Duchess herself. During this conversation, it was explicitly confirmed that the book was never meant to be just a simple story for toddlers, but rather a sophisticated tapestry containing a series of deliberate royal Easter eggs. These hidden messages and symbolic choices were meticulously woven into both the narrative and the artwork, transforming the book into a historical and personal archive. The core inspiration for the entire tale stems directly from the deeply private relationship between Prince Harry and their firstborn child, Arch Harrison, Mountbatten Windsor. What started as a highly personal poem written by a wife to her husband on Father's Day expanded into a global cultural phenomenon that invites readers to engage in a high-stakes game of visual hide-and-seek. The tension surrounding the publication grows when one realizes that every vignette, every family depicted, and every bench illustrated represents a specific, deeply calculated moment in the couple's highly publicized transition away from traditional royal duties. Christian Robinson's illustrations are not merely decorative, they serve as the primary vehicle for these hidden layers of meaning. Utilizing a brilliant conceptual design where all the benches featured throughout the story are gathered together at the very beginning and the absolute end of the volume. This structural choice encourages the audience, particularly eagle-eyed adult readers, to treat the book as an intellectual project, tracking the evolutionary journey of each specific setting. The sheer volume of these tucked-away nuggets is substantial, creating an undercurrent of mystery that forces a complete reevaluation of the book's true purpose. As modern media consumers began digging into the pages, the emotional and historical weight of these choices became undeniably clear, turning a light-hearted reading experience into a serious analytical exercise. The deliberate inclusion of these secret elements serves as a silent dialogue between the creators and an audience that has followed their turbulent journey through the lens of international media. By embedding these intimate details within a medium traditionally reserved for innocence and simplicity, the author effectively bypassed standard public relations channels to deliver a raw, unvarnished look into her family's internal world. The global fascination with these hidden clues has created a unique atmosphere where every blade of grass, every clothing choice, and every background character in the illustrations is subjected to intense analysis. This investigative drive is fueled by the realization that the book acts as a permanent, physical monument to a family dynamic that has been the subject of relentless speculation and global debate. The tension is further heightened by the flawless execution of the artwork, which balances universal themes of fatherhood with highly specific, unmistakable references to the unique reality of the House of Windsor. Readers are forced to ask themselves how many of these sweet little moments were included to provide comfort to the family itself, and how many were placed as a calculated statement to the outside world. The brilliant interplay between the gentle, poetic text and the highly detailed, symbolic visuals creates a viewing experience that feels incredibly exclusive, as if the reader is being granted access to a private diary. This dual nature of the publication ensures its longevity, appealing simultaneously to children who enjoy the rhythmic prose and to historians who are eager to decode the contemporary symbols of modern royalty. As the public continues to uncover these hidden treasures, the narrative surrounding the book evolves from a simple commercial success into a fascinating study of modern storytelling and personal branding. The deliberate creation of this trail of Easter eggs shows a profound understanding of audience engagement, ensuring that the book remains a central topic of conversation long after its initial release week. Each discovery made by readers adds another layer of intrigue, building an undeniable momentum that sets the stage for even more profound revelations regarding the deep historical ties embedded in the final sections of the work. The meticulous attention to detail described by the author emphasizes the immense love and calculated effort that define the production process, leaving no doubt that every single element was chosen with absolute precision. This calculated approach to children's literature has redefined how the public interacts with celebrity-authored books, proving that a simple story can hold the keys to a grander, deeply emotional historical narrative. The deepest layer of this fascinating narrative lies in the specific nature of the hidden symbols, particularly a profound tribute that connects the past with the present in a remarkably moving way. Among the various Easter eggs scattered throughout the beautifully illustrated pages, the author purposefully chose to include a very specific floral motif, the forget-me-not, which holds an immense historical and emotional weight. This delicate flower was well known to be the absolute favorite of Prince Harry's late mother, Princess Diana, making its presence in the book an intentional permanent monument to her enduring memory and legacy. By deliberately placing these flowers within the scenes, the creators ensured that the spirit of the iconic late princess is intricately woven into the fabric of her grandson, Archie's childhood universe. This poignant inclusion explains why the publication matters so deeply on a global scale, elevating it from a simple commercial product to a profound statement on family continuity, maternal love, and the preservation of personal history against all odds. The participants in this grand creative journey possess biographies that have been analyzed by millions. Yet this project reveals a deeply human side to their heavily scrutinized public personas. Meghan Markle, born and raised in California, transitioned from a successful career in American television and global humanitarian advocacy to becoming a central figure in one of the world's most historic institutions before choosing a path of independent media creation. Her husband, Prince Harry, whose life has been defined by public service, military dedication, and the early tragic loss of his mother, represents the living link to the heritage honored by those tiny blue flowers hidden in the artwork. Together, their journey has been one of navigating unprecedented global attention while striving to build a private sanctuary for their children, Archie Harrison and Lilibet Diana. The related events surrounding this literary debut provide essential context to the sheer demand for the book, coming at a time when the couple had recently established their new life in the United States and launched major creative initiatives. This specific publication served as an elegant artistic bridge, allowing them to share their private values of fatherhood, inclusivity, and emotional vulnerability without entering the aggressive arena of daily news cycles. The collaboration with Hutchinson, an award-winning illustrator celebrated for his ability to convey deep emotion through clean, accessible visual storytelling, was a masterful choice that perfectly matched the author's desire for a gentle yet deeply symbolic presentation. By choosing to focus on the concept of a simple bench, a universal object found in gardens and parks around the world, the story grounds the extraordinary lives of its subjects in an accessible, everyday reality that anyone can understand. It highlights the quiet moments of connection, waiting, and observation that define the bond between a parent and a child, providing a universal message that resonates with diverse families globally. The massive demand that propelled the volume to the absolute top of the global bestseller lists reflects a widespread public desire to connect with the authentic human emotions behind the grand historical headlines. As the final pages are turned and the entire trail of hidden nuggets is fully revealed, the story achieves a brilliant sense of completion, demonstrating how modern public figures can use creative mediums to reclaim their narrative and honor their ancestors. The presence of the forget-me-not flowers serves as a silent, powerful reminder that no matter how much distance or time separates the present from the past, the foundational bonds of family and memory remain entirely unbroken. This ultimate revelation completely transforms the viewer's understanding of the entire project, proving that within the simple framework of a children's book lies a masterpiece of personal tribute and historic preservation. The journey through these pages concludes with a profound appreciation for the immense detail, love, and calculated intention that went into every single line and illustration, leaving a lasting impact on the literary world and the global audience that followed this remarkable story from its very beginning to its beautiful, meaningful conclusion.